Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about self-love is the key. So what is self-love? Self-love is regard for one's own well-being and happiness. Self-discipline is the ability to control one's feelings and overcome one's weaknesses. Self-control is the ability to control oneself, in particular one's emotions and desires, especially in difficult situations. Now, I gave you these three definitions because I believe that self-love is self-discipline and self-control. Being able to love yourself gives you the power to be able to think while you're going through emotions. A lot of the time, people end up making rash decisions and end up hurting themselves because they're not able to think while they're feeling emotions. But when you're able to control your emotions and your feelings, you're giving yourself that grace because you love yourself. Now, why do we want to do this? We want to do this for motivation, consistency, and creativity. Life is a bunch of things happening all at once, and sometimes it's really hard to be able to go from one step to the other. It feels like you're just going in a spiral. But guys, you need to remind yourself to just be better every day. That's all you can do. So if you make a mistake, there's no point beating yourself up for it. There's no point feeling guilty for it. You just need to give yourself the power to pick yourself up, learn from it, and move forward. As people, we are doers, thinkers, and knowers. So the most important thing that's going to save you in this world is A, don't self-sabotage, don't think wrong thoughts, and open your eyes. Open your eyes. And I just don't mean your two eyes. I mean the third eye that you use when you imaginate things. I don't know if imaginate is a word. When you imagine things, basically, you're able to imagine things. Isn't that so cool? Guys, things I've literally thought about has literally come into my life. And I am so grateful for this. I think this is where it says in the Bible that you are the co-creator with God. So you need to remind yourself that you're always creating with everything you think and everything you do. And with self-love and self-discipline, you're able to do the things that are right for you. You're able to be consistent with the things that are right for you, and you're going to open so much more creativity into your life because you're taking control of your life. You're taking control of yourself and your feelings and emotions. Emotions is literally energy in motion. So being able to control one's energy is literally a superpower. You're able to know when you're getting burnt out, find out ways to pick yourself up. This is where self-care comes in because you're take a shower, just take a bath, take yourself on a date, get yourself a really sweet dessert, have a matcha, creatively express yourself, play the guitar, draw, just walk. Anything is self-expression, and self-expression is a divine form of self-love because you're loving yourself and you're expressing yourself into the world. That's what God did. He loved himself, so he wanted to know himself, so he expressed himself into the entire universe. And we're looking at everything and it's beautiful, and you are beautiful, and everything you create is going to be beautiful. So you need to take that amount of passion into everything you do because God loves you. You are God's masterpiece. So everything you do is going to be a masterpiece. It's going to be creatively beautiful. And yes, you may make mistakes in the things you say, in the things you do. You may hurt people because we're just human at the end of the day. But what makes you a higher being or your most authentic self? Because the most authentic person that you can be is basically you as your lowest and you at your highest. You at your lowest and you're at your highest come together, and it's a whole you. No one is perfect, but self-love is accepting that, understanding that, and moving forward with grace. The next thing we're going to talk about is be a balanced star. Now, I don't know who else has noticed this, but I think this is a really cute idea. If you notice, we literally have 5 thingies. So we have a head, which is 1, 2 arms, 2 legs, and we can literally draw our bodies into a star, like a 5-star. So we are literally stars. And what does it mean to be a star? What does it mean to be famous? It means to be shining brightly. It just means to be your most authentic self and putting yourself out there, because what can hurt you? What can harm you? You're loved by God. You're protected. so you can just be your most authentic self and love yourself unconditionally, because no one else is going to love you the way you can love yourself, because no one else knows you like you do. You're not going to be able to look at people and love them if you don't love yourself. If you can accept the things that are wrong with you and the things that are right about you, and even work with them to make yourself have a better life, you can never think badly about yourself, because you need to know that you deserve abundance. You deserve good things in your life. You deserve opportunities that are great for you. And you are able to handle those opportunities when they come because you're prepared, You're balanced in your emotions. You're grounded. Being a balanced star is basically just living life in balance. You have like spirituality, and you just have like the material, mundane aspects of life. And people sometimes are just too mundane, and then people are sometimes just too spiritual. But being able to be in the middle, put one foot in the water and one foot on the ground, and stand strong. We all know that the spiritual affects the material, and honestly, the material affects the spiritual as well. So being able to be balanced gives you control over both parts of your life, both parts of yourself, and helps you navigate through the physical world better, and also helps you stay grounded so you're not just like flying in the sky, and spirituality truly just means tapping into your inner child. That's just it for me. I love drawing and I love coloring, and to me that's such a spiritual thing to do, but I just don't have time to do that all the time because I'm just trying to study and get my like school career going. But it's just being able to learn and give yourself grace as you go through life. Now we are going to be talking about trauma, pain, beauty, the drama. Ugh, I love these titles. Now, this came to me because I've been talking about how sometimes you do things that you don't know why you're doing them, and these are things that aren't necessarily going to help you, basically self-sabotaging. I noticed that trauma and drama sound eerily similar, and trauma is basically something that usually happens in our childhood, things that have shaped us, or not just in our childhood, even as just like a year ago, something so jarring might have happened to you and traumatized you and probably changed the way you think, changed the way you act. And you don't realize why all this drama is happening when you're older or like later in life. You don't realize where all of this is coming from. You were probably really traumatized by what happened to you. And trying to understand why these things happen to us is basically how we are going to learn from it and grow from it. Because you can't be stuck in your ways. People don't really care about your story. Everyone has trauma. So you can't always make excuses for the things you do, And finding love, like self-love, is basically what's going to help you overcome your trauma, stop the drama in your life, and change pain into beauty. I don't know if you've heard this saying, but people do say pain is beauty. And I've always wondered, why would they say that? And it's because I think they usually say it for like when you're trying to look beautiful. So you like micro needle, go sit in a chair for like 5 hours getting your hair done, and it like hurts, but at the end of the day you feel beautiful. And that's literally what life is. Guys, life is beautiful. And life is also painful because you're going through so much pressure every day. And then having to deal with all of the trauma and not understanding why you think the way you do, why you act the way you do, why you talk the way you do, it's just going to be creating so much drama in your life. And you're going to hate yourself, and you're going to say, why me? And you're not going to be able to understand yourself. But just self-love is what's going to get you through all that. It's what's going to get you through the pain of every day. Just look at yourself in the mirror and say, I love myself. Like Michael Jackson said, I'm talking to the man in the mirror and I'm asking him to change his ways. Being able to look yourself in the mirror is being able to love yourself. The process of a caterpillar turning into a butterfly is not an easy process, but change is needed. Knowing you have the power to do anything and be anything is seeing that pain is beauty, and that is so freeing. Diamonds are created with pressure. Carbon is literally heated up. It's kind of like rough environments that create diamonds. And what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Now, obviously, people are going through some really hard shit, and it's obviously really hard to be able to come back from that. But if you have sanity, if you're able to think properly and you have everything you need, gratitude is what's going to push you towards self-love and towards making you stronger and growing from the things you've been through. Because we've all been through shit and it was awful, and it like, why did it happen? But look where we are now. You are the great work. And working on yourself mentally and working on yourself physically is what's going to bring you happiness. And that is self-love. That's our goal on earth, literally. Examples of people that have been through some hard times and kind of come up on that, there's obviously so many of them. There's so many like celebrities that like kind of came from really hard backgrounds and found a way out of that and alchemized so beautifully, and now their life is a dream. And people hate them and people like kind of come at them with so much animosity, but you see how they just keep on going. It's like they just effortlessly walk through it all and come up higher and higher because people are giving you energy. If someone's looking at you and insulting you or just like randomly giving their opinions when you didn't ask for it, they're giving you energy. And what are you going to do with that energy? Are you going to let it like dim your light? Are you going to get angry and in control, and not being able to control your emotions and not being able to love yourself because you did something rash and stupid because you don't understand why like things are happening? Or do you just want to be like, oh, I love myself, I'm in control of myself, I've mastered my ego, I've mastered all parts of myself, the good and the bad, and I am a whole person. So whatever your energy you're sending my way is only going to elevate me. Okay, so these are my examples. My fam is a YouTuber that kind of lived a very rough childhood. It was fun, but lots of things were just kind of like really hard, and like no child should ever go through that. And kind of seeing how at such a young age she was able to take the conditions that were given to her and completely 360 her life, or 180 her life, sorry. She completely 180'd her life because of the way she thought and the way she did things. Because I feel like self-love gives you creativity, and you need creativity to be able to take a bad situation and change it into a good situation. It's basically what taking what life is giving you, taking lemons and making lemonade, making something of substance, something that gives your heart, like gives life meaning. Notice that the me is in meaning. You make life meaningful by what you think and what you do. And sometimes you really have to go through the rough, hard times, but sometimes you don't. Sometimes life can just be easy. Sometimes you can just feel relaxed. And we can all get there. We're all on this journey. We're all looking for something to fulfill us. But it's just so important to love yourself and know that you've already won. You've already won. Guys, you wouldn't be here if you don't have everything you need to create everything you want, you know? Life is literally your playground. It's literally your canvas. Just paint. Go ahead and paint. You need to really let your inner child glow. And you need to be self-disciplined and in control to be able to do that. Guys, it's also really important to laugh at things. Things will happen to you. People will say things to you trying to dim your light, but you can always just transmute that by laughing. Laughing feels so good. Laughing is an elevated feeling because you feel light. It's not good to feel heavy. Being stressed is being heavy, and like when you're heavy, things weigh on you. You attract lower energies. But when you're light, when you're happy, you attract higher energies. It's like angels are all around you because you see everything to be happy for, you see everything to be grateful for. And someone comes at you with weird energy and you're like, ha ha ha, bruh. That's literally like talk to the hand. Like I've left the chat. Like I've been watching Love Island and it is so funny because there's this girl in there that's kind of like rage baiting everyone. And they keep falling for her rage bait. And then she ends up laughing in their face. And they're like, why are you laughing? Why are you laughing? You're just getting more rage baited, and she's not even trying. She's just kind of like, wow, this is so easy. And they think they can kind of like bring her down by like kind of being rude to her, but she just laughs in their face. So honestly, that's how I want to be. Like, people just find things to be mad at, but I'm like, girl, don't. Don't. I love myself too much to believe anything you're gonna say about me. And I love myself, so I love you. So change is needed. Love yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror. Find out ways you can improve yourself because you love yourself. And give yourself grace because it is not an easy process, but you love yourself. So you're having fun. You're living life. You're schooling life. Dance. Don't be too serious, guys. Don't. Okay. I love you guys so much. I am so grateful that you listened to this yap session. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you gained something from it, and I hope you live the best life ever as your most authentic self. Bye. Now, stop playing. It is the beautiful month of February, and it is the love month. Stop it. Stop. No, you're actually frightening me, Ella. Stop it. Be serious. Today, because I love myself. And I do think and know what I know. Okay, fuck that part. No message could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and make it